Seriously, it should not be this difficult. That's what I get for trying new things, right?
Hey everyone, welcome back to DIY Beauty on Purpose. My name is Leonette and I'm so glad that you are here with me today.
On this video, I have for you 5 upcycled decor with a farmhouse style you are going to love. This wooden basket was $1.99 at the thrift store and it was such a great deal, great quality, very durable. And I gave it 1 coat of the spray paint and then I decided to do the rest by hand with chalk paint because the spray paint was absorbing way too much into the wood, but it was okay. I am going to do a very rough coat because I am going to heavily distress it, so I'm not looking for a full coverage. I am going to be stenciling the sides using this A Maker Studio mesh stencil, which is a reusable stencil. It's really cool. It has like a beehive kind of theme as well as some flowers. So I'm just going to remove it and I am going to place it right on each side. It's really easy to use. You basically just place it on top. You stick it on, it'll stick to it, and then when you're done using it, you just wash it. It's really, really cool. I'm going to use their gel art ink and a squeegee, and I'm just going to start applying the ink, and basically you just apply it on, remove the excess, and then when you remove the stencil, you have a beautiful design, just like that. Beautiful. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, but I'm going to choose another corner. That way the design is just a little bit different. I have a link down below in the description box where you can find these stencils and all of these supplies at A Maker Studio. As mentioned earlier, I do want this basket to have a very distressed look, so I am using my palm sander and a 150 grit sandpaper, and I'm going to sand all sides, including the sides with the design, because I want it to look like it's been with the basket since the beginning. To finish it off, I'm just going to give it a light coat of this Rust-Oleum chalked matte clear top coat. That way it'll seal everything in, and that's it for this one. I love the way this one turned out. I'm actually going to use it as a decorizer, just like you see here. I added some greenery inside and I added some decor on top, and I think it's stunning. For the next flip, I am going to upcycle this Easter sign I got at the thrift store for $2.99. I thought it was a great deal. I'm going to turn it into a farmhouse style welcome sign. I'm going to remove everything from it, the galvanized little sign that's on it, the wooden egg, as well as all of the glitter that's on top. I am going to remove all the glitter using my palm sander. It is so much quicker, so much more effective, and I had a piece of paper stuck on it. I couldn't grab it, so I had to, I don't know, stop it. And anyway, we're going to get back to business here. So I removed all the glitter using the electric sander. It is just quicker. When I removed the galvanized tin that was on it, I did leave some couple little holes. So I did wanted to fill those with some wood filler. A very little bit went a long way. Once it dried, it was time to just wipe everything down really well. And then I just placed 1 coat of this matte clear top coat. That way it'll seal everything in if there's any of that dark paint coming through. I'm going to give it 2 coats of Rust-Oleum chalk paint in the linen white. A quick reminder to make sure to check out my Etsy shop. Every week I add new decals. They're all farmhouse style and they're all free shipping. I'd love for you to check it out. It is linked down below, and also links to my Instagram and Facebook pages. Check them out. I'd love to connect with you there as well. So for the design, I used my Cricut and I used a stenciling vinyl that I get on Amazon. I do have a lot of my favorite supplies on my Amazon store, which is linked down below if you want to check it out. So the sign says welcome-ish, and then it says depends on who you are. I thought it's so stinking cute. So I am going to remove the top portion of it because I do want to place that a little higher on the sign. So I'm just going to remove that part. And I'm going to try a little trick that my friend Lisa from Crafting My Best Life with Lisa Marie told me about. And I thought that's a great idea. So I put some painter's tape on the words. And then I tried to just remove the backing by placing the vinyl, just like you see here. And then I realized it was tilted. So now I had to remove it. Oh God. And paint came off. It's not the first time. It is not the first time. So now I'm committed. So now I want this to work. So I'm trying it again. And this time I'm really taking my time. I'm making sure that it's straight. And I'm thinking, oh my God, it's working. My friend is a genius. This is fantastic. Except that I'm not, apparently, because I placed it way too far left. And so the W was actually coming outside of the sign. Yep, there it is. Oh God. So this time I am frustrated. So I rip this thing off of the sign and I have to do it all over again. Seriously, it should not be this difficult. That's what I get for trying new things, right? No, let's keep trying new things. That's how we learn and that's how we grow. Okay. So obviously you see that a lot of the paint kind of came off when I was pulling the stencil out. And honestly, it would have happened anyways when I pulled the stencil out to, after I stenciled it. So I think it would have happened regardless. However, now that I have it like this, the question is, do I leave it because it has distress on it and I was going to distress it anyways? Or should I paint it again? And I think I'm going to just keep it. Let's risk it, right? Let's go for it. So I did everything all over again. And this time, yes, I did use transfer tape. Yes, some humor there. It works great. I was just trying to save some transfer tape and that's what I get, but it's all good. It worked out in the end. So I'm just going to apply the transfer tape right on top, then remove the back, and then I'm just going to apply it. And I am going to very carefully apply it, making sure that it's centered and nothing's going to go one way or the other. And this one, I think I nailed it. I am going to use a stenciling brush that I recently got on Amazon. It is on my Amazon store. It is fantastic. I'm also going to be using a gray tone of the A Maker Studio Gel Art ink, and is really good for stenciling, which is why I'm using it. And I'm just going to stencil the whole thing. And as you can see, very patchy, but I like it because it just gives it a farmhouse distressed look. Even though a lot of the paint already had come off, I do want to distress it quite a bit more, especially on the edges. And I am going to distress the words as well, just so that it looks like this board, this sign has been around for a very long time. And I am going to once again give it one coat of the top coat from Rust-Oleum just to seal everything in. I am going to add a crystal knob, so I am going to drill a hole right underneath the little heart there. And then we're going to place this knob. I do get these on Amazon all the time. I always have them on hand because I love them. They're very chic, very inexpensive. And yes, I do have them on my Amazon store. I decided to antique the edges just a little bit more. So I like using these little foundation brushes that you can find at the Dollar Tree. And this is the Waverly Antiquing Wax. And I'm just going to start applying it around the edges and then wiping off the excess. And we're just about done with this one. A couple of sawtooth hooks on the back, and this sign is stunning. I love how farmhouse it looks. I love that it has humor, and I love that it looks like it's been around for a very long time. For the next flip, we are going to upcycle this mason jar that I got at the thrift store for 49 cents. I love it. So we are going to take it outside and we are going to spray paint it using the same satin white by Rust-Oleum spray paint, a couple of light sprays was actually sufficient to cover the entire mason jar. I did let it dry for a couple of hours to make sure that it was completely dry. And then I took it inside, and we're going to use another one of those Maker Studios mesh reusable stencil. This one has a little cute rooster. I love it, love it. I think it's perfect size for this mason jar. And we're going to use the same gel art ink and the squeegee to apply the ink. And then we remove the stencil and it reveals a beautiful design, and we're just going to let it dry. And then I'm going to spray it with the top coat just lightly, just to seal everything in. Then for the threaded portion on top, I'm going to use some of this fabric ribbon that I got at Dollar General. I believe it was about a year ago now. I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm just going to hot glue it to the top, covering up that top portion. And then just to finish it off, I am going to add some boxwood greenery that I get on Amazon, and I think this mason jar looks absolutely beautiful. It's one of my favorites from today, and it's so simple. Who hasn't seen a mason jar flip, right? But I never get tired of them. I think this one turned out beautiful. For this next flip, we are going to upcycle this cedar board that I got at the thrift store for $1.99. I'm going to give it a pretty rough one coat of Rust-Oleum chalk paint in the linen white, and we're going to let it fully dry. Using the block sander, I am going to distress it even more, and it'll just soften all of those edges in that paint. And then we're going to wipe it really, really well, because we are going to add another one of those Maker Studios mesh reusable stencil. I've used this one recently on another DIY, but I'm going to place it towards the right side of the board, and then we are going to do the same thing using the squeegee and the gel art ink. We are going to spread the ink, making sure the entire stencil is covered. We remove the stencil, and then of course the design is absolutely beautiful. One of these little tiny wreaths from the Target dollar spot. They come 3 in a packet for $3. I am going to screw it in on the left side of the design, and then because it was missing a little like something on top, I didn't want to put a bow, so I decided to hot glue a piece of boxwood from another set, and I think it matched pretty closely well. I like the way it turned out. I'm just gonna hot glue it, add 2 sawtooth hooks to the back, and that's it. Such an easy flip, such an easy upcycle. I love the way this one turned out. I can't wait to put it in my booth and sell it. For this next flip, we are going to upcycle this wreath I got at the Habitat for Humanity for $2. Such a great deal. I love these grapevine wreaths. They are so versatile, and I just love the rusticness and the farmhouse style they have. I'm going to use one of these picks. I got these, I believe it was at Walmart. I'm going to pull it all apart as you saw there, cut every little branch so that it's a separate one, and we're going to start hot gluing them to the left side of the wreath. Now, you've seen probably a million wreaths being done, and this one is going to be a little different though. We are actually not going to add any bows, no ribbons, nothing. Say what? I know, I even surprised myself, but I wanted it to have a very natural look. I wanted to look like it was made by nature itself. So we're just going to start placing and hot gluing all of the branches. One's facing bottom, one facing to the top, making sure everything's spread out as naturally as possible and not adding too much hot glue where you see it. And we're going to start with the larger picks, and then we're going to start working ourselves down to the smallest ones. If you are enjoying this video, I would love for you to take a second and give me a thumbs up. A thumbs up on this video will allow more people to see it, and it would help my channel grow. You can also give me a super thanks, which will help support my channel even more, and you can find it directly to the right side of the thumbs up. So we are approaching the end here, and as you can see, the picks start getting smaller and smaller, and these 2 leaves are the smallest one of the pick. And I'm going to place them right in the center. That this is what's going to replace having a bow right in the center of the wreath, which is normally where you would put a bow or some kind of ribbon. But in this case, I'm going to hot glue the leaves in a way where it's going to cover the center and it's going to look pretty natural, because again, I just don't want this wreath to have any ribbon, any bows. I want it to look very natural and again, look like it was just naturally made in nature. I would love to hear from you. What do you think of this wreath? Is it too simple, too plain, or is it just perfect? I seem to love it. I love simplicity and I love the way it just looks so natural. And the fact that it did not need any ribbon, any bows, I absolutely love it. But let me know what you think down in the comments. This is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate you taking the time to watch and join me today. And if you are visiting for the first time, welcome. I hope you consider joining our YouTube family. And if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. I am going to have a playlist here once again with tons of inspiration for you. It's a playlist and a video. If you want to just click on the thumbnails and you'll get to have a lot more of inspiration. Have a blessed day and I'll see you later. Bye.